It's difficult sometimes. It's difficult sometimes to figure out where to start. And tonight, and now is no exception. So I got a couple of things I want to talk about in no particular order. First, I want to talk about something which is very very important, very very critical, and that simply is this: there is an inveterate or in well, and I guess a kind of a circular reporting scheme that's going on that I find to be monumentally critical regarding Israel. I just want to say this to you. I was watching today some of my most favorite folks regarding commentary, not news. I still think uh, first post is great. Palki Sharma is just superb as far as backgrounds. Can you name all the militias? I don't think so. Can you name all the militias? Do you recognize the militias? Do you know them? Are you aware of them? For example, do you know that aside from the Houthis in the Yemen, the Sadr Brigade, I think in Iraq, no, there's another group in Syria, and then you have all these subgroups. There's so many people running around, theoretically at the behest or at the order or at the subject matter of Iran, but they're there. So I was listening to some great people, wonderful people. As you know, I'm big fans of and I will say it, people who do a very good job, Judge Napolitano, Judge Colonel McGregor, and others. But it's circular. They're going back to the same stuff again. There's nothing new. It's well, I don't know what Israel's going to do. I don't know what their problem is. Maybe should they are they going to issue a ceasefire? Or do they have to? They're certainly going to be not winning the PR report. And what do we do? And I don't know what to do. And what about this? What about the? I don't know what's going on. And it's hard to say. It's hard to say. And it's the same thing because nobody knows what's going on. And the only answer for Israel is to stop this. The only answer, let me say this again, is to stop this. Period. The only thing you can do. That's it. That's the that's the latest gift. The guest. And if you notice it, I don't care who it is, whether it's Scott Ritter or this one, it's the now to be differentiated, Ukraine and Russia, that's a different story. That's a different story, and that's a little bit different, and the reason why it's different is that that changes in terms of a lot of how do I say this? There's a lot of interesting stuff that is happening in terms of actual progress and military advancements and the like. It's a different story altogether. But Israel, it's the same story. It's the same story over and over and over and over, and we don't know anything. Nothing is happening that is, new. Does that make any sense to you? Nothing is happening that is new. Now we can say this, we can pretend that something is new, but it's not. Let me say this about Israel and Palestine and whatever's happening, however you wanna say it, Israel against Gaza, Palestine, whatever it is. Listen to me carefully. You ready for this? I'm gonna give you the answer. I'm gonna give you the ultimate answer. Ready for this? It's so bloody simple. That's a bad choice, but you know what I mean. Okay, you ready? Here we go. It works like this. The only thing that can happen is if Israel decides to stop. If Israel doesn't decide to stop, it's a waste. Everything doesn't matter. Tony Blinken is not. uh, If Israel says we are not going to stop, we are going to pulverize Gaza. We're going to destroy Gaza. We're gonna run up. If that's what happens, that's it. And you can kiss it goodbye, my friends. You can kiss it goodbye, my friends. Okay, you understand it? We're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about how COVID how COVID, interestingly enough, is becoming COVID is going to be the kind of like the hidden unspoken of history or the unspoken factor in the 2024 election because Daily News even has it. Nobody's buying this COVID stuff anymore. Nobody is buying a word of it. Talking about that. Also, DeSantis and a little bit about, his cowboy boots and his height and what he needs to do. How I would run a campaign, what about Trump? And, also how I knew people were out of their minds and how, frankly, pathetic people are when it comes to certain obvious. So let me ask you, first of all, to welcome, sit back, join us this evening, get ready for another exciting foray into the world of the inexplicable. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video that we're seeing right now. Please hit that little bell and activate your notification systems. And first, remember, Christmas is just around the corner. Did you know that? It's true. Try next month. Can you believe that? And I've got a great idea for some great gifts for you. Would you like to hear it? Good. Let me tell you about my great friends at mypillow.com. Mypillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. Or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. He makes so much sense. Christmas is indeed around the corner. Now, I received this letter from somebody today. I got to read this letter to you. This is from a simp. And it wasn't meant to be, mean or whatever, but it was like, it's so bloody stupid. Anyway, let me read this to you. I want you to hear what I go through. And letters are nice, but you have no idea. Just, I finally had to ask this one nice person, stop sending me emails of these ridiculous, YouTube and bit shoots that I don't care about. Listen to this. Okay. This is addressed to Mrs. L. Please tell your husband to not be so hard on the people who are both asleep and who appear dumb. We have systematically been dumbed down in schools. Are you a part of this group? Through legal and illegal medications, had weather warfare inflicted on us, and be continuously lied to by both government and media and controlled religion. We have had the elevation of sexual perversion and mind control. So it is not the general masses' fault, but they must now assist to fix it. What? I don't know what that means, but this is a typical kind of like this maundering thing. You do know that people are stupid, right? I mean, you do recognize this fact, right? You do recognize this fact. Hillbilly audio acting up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Check 1, 2, 3. No, yeah. Are we coming through okay? Are we coming through okay? Are we coming through okay? Can you hear me? This makes sense? Am I coming through? Give me a 5 by 5. Thank you, Hillbilly. I appreciate that. Can you hear me? Can you give me a 5 by 5? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Yeah, check. Looks good to me. Am I coming through? People love to do the 5 by 5. Here, 5 by 5. There we go. Thank you. But I appreciate that nonetheless. People are stupid. People are stupid. I'm sorry. I hope you don't realize people are profoundly stupid. People are stupid. People are very, very stupid. And what's happening, this is very, very important, is that I'm not going to pretend anymore. We're in a position where my world is being run and ruined by a bunch of imbeciles, and I'm sorry if that kind of bothers people, but that's the way that is. Now, this evening, I was looking out. I'm giving an example. I was looking out over the. Mrs. L says, "You got to see this." And we're looking out over the Hudson, and you see the Hudson River, and then you see Jersey, and you can see it's on the west side, so you can see the what appear to be little like streaks of things, and you ask yourself, what are these little streaks of things that we are seeing? What, pray tell, are these streaks of like little meteors, little bursts of trails of light? What are they, pray tell? What could they be? Do you know what they were? They were geoengineering plumes, or these were chemtrail plumes irradiated through the sunlight. And it was incredible as you saw this. They were planes that started the trail, the geoengineering aerosolization. There it was. And for the longest time, as you know, if you follow me, I've been screaming, what about these items? And people still don't know, when all they have to do is look up. They are stupid. Does this have to smell before you notice it? You can see it. So I stand by my statement. People are stupid and will always be stupid. And that's the way that is. People are just stupid. And nobody is okay. Next news. New York Mayor Eric Adams, an idiot, a maundering, bleating fool, a monosyllabic illiterate. An illiterate. Do you understand what I'm saying? He now is maybe in big trouble. One of his finance people, 25 years old, she had her house raided and searched by the FBI. And they're looking whether there were shell contributions regarding foreign agents in Turkey or whatever. And he was, listen to this, he was in DC at the time speaking to to President Biden's people. And he left immediately to come back. Immediately. He didn't even wait to say, listen, let's make this quick. I got to get back. I think I'm going to be indicted. No, he didn't even make it because he panicked because he said, get your ass back here. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Thaddeus Walter says, were this 20 or even 10 years ago, Nasrallah's 80-minute speech earlier today with millions present in town squares the world over would have seemed more mere rhetoric. This is different. Hyperbole has become reality. Absolutely. How do you say that? For you to even suggest this, when Hassan Nasrallah was speaking, this leader of basically Hezbollah, this is Eric. How do we explain to people, dear friend, that this is meaningful and that this guy is going to one day be sending missiles our way? Eric, is there a way that perhaps maybe I can explain that better to people? The lovely and talented and enigmatic Edie Crowley joined us. Mrs. L, I am watching you from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I am with my granddaughter. Love to you and Mrs. L. I hope everything's okay. Or Mr. L, rather. I hope everything's okay. Tell me everything's okay with your granddaughter. Just give me an okay. That's all we're saying. Just give me an okay. Everything all right? Because we send out love to Edie's granddaughter. I hope everything's groovy. I don't want to ask a particular question. Just give me a yes or no. That's all. Just want to make sure everything's okay. I don't know what this is. What the hell is this? What did I just do? Was that wild or what? What was that? There's a new function. I can send signs. I just sent what appears to be some type of whatever. Yes, okay, she has special needs. Oh, okay. Well, you kiss her for us. And by the way, be careful in Philly. Stay out of Kensington. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Isn't that something special needs? We all need. We all have special needs. And I'm going to leave it at that. So anyway, we love you and thank you for that. Eric would enjoy this, and Edie would enjoy this. Eric Adams versus Eric Thaddeus Walter is illiterate, who speaks this imprecise English along with his jadrool on Fox News in the morning, who couldn't get the past tense. What is it, of draw or participles? I mean, Druin, morons. You don't pick up I don't care about an accent. You're getting cases wrong and pluralization wrong. And this is where we are today. But anyway, here's the story. So this guy is so corrupt. Everybody from his commissioners to, it's the biggest bunch of, this guy was a putz. He gave it to all his friends and figured, I'm the mayor. I'm to the victor go the spoils. And he's a child. He's an imbecile. And a lot of these big money people, the billionaires, there are more billionaires than you can imagine. They saw this schmuck walking down the street and they said, you're going to be the guy. And lo and behold, he was the guy. And he's the guy that they went after. Oh, sound again. Sound. How about that? Is that better? This is the weirdest thing. Is that better? This is the oddest thing. I'm wondering if maybe, is this better? Just let me stop. Let me ask. I think our machine is far more sensitive tonight than usual. Is this sounding better? Let me see. Good 5 by 5. Oh, Al Sanchez says it's okay. And if Al says it's okay, that's it. Weird Al. Thank you, Al. CGI 1. I don't know what that means. Is it funny? Is it humor? Howie Brown says fine. Not exactly the most complimentary. It's okay. Notice this tepid kind of a reference. Fine. Okay. That'll do. Oh, well. If that's as good as it gets. See, Silver says 5 by 5. There we go. See, you see the gradation of the fine with a lot of stars. There's Linda Hazlitt, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope to God there is this movement, and I hope it continues, that Eric Adams is somehow removed, expurgated, ablated, Baudelarized from the world of politics because he's an idiot. And there's nothing worse than somebody who's trying to use my city as my, how do I say this? As a means by which they can pursue. Okay, fine. Next, Ron DeSantis wearing cowboy boots, maybe because of his height, and may have lifts in the cowboy boots. Question number 1 to you wonderful people. 329 watching. Thank you for this. Answer yes or no. Does height matter Would you, if Milton Friedman, who was about 5 feet tall, if Milton Friedman, or, and by the way, Napoleon was like 5'7". He wasn't, I don't know why they make him out to be like he's a, Toulouse-Lautrec or something. But anyway, but does that matter to you? If this guy is a genius and he comes out and he's, does it matter? Does does it matter when you say, I love the guy. He has some of the greatest thoughts, but he's just not tall enough. I will vote for a taller person who is not as good politically. Do you think any of these mullahs, do you think Nasrallah, do you think any of these other people give a damn? Half of them are sitting down when the whole time. Do you think they care? Do you think that matters? No, it doesn't matter. It's stupid. It's stupid. And when it tells me that it matters to DeSantis, that means that, what are you talking about? And that's now what he needs to do is he needs to just basically own what he is, and nobody will care. Walk out with a stature in terms of his intellect. Milton Friedman, like I said, Ben Gurion, the father of Israel, he was tiny. I mean, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. In fact, you own it. I've never understood this, and I've never understood this. When people say, women normally go, somebody said women go for taller men. Okay. And men normally go for, yeah, go for, okay. Do you think anybody has ever said, I don't love this man or this woman, but he's tall. I'm going to marry him because he's tall. And people have always talked about, there used to be, breast size. And, I love this woman, but, she doesn't have a large enough breast size. Or I don't like her, but her breasts are mammoth. I mean, do you know anybody who's ever thought that? And if somebody does think that, what are you, iced tea? What is this? I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. When he needs to go as God and go on and tell people, this is it. Own it. If you have a scar, if you have a limp, if you have Bob Dole used the pen, he was, of course, he was shot in the war, but this was his deal. This was his, remember that guy, Tony, was it not Seminary? What was his name? He had this, James Trafficant. Remember that wig he had, that tube? What was that all about? I don't understand any of this. But anyway, for Ron DeSantis, and this is interesting, Bobby Kennedy Jr. is turning into nothing. Do you agree? What's Bobby Kennedy doing? Where did Bobby Kennedy go? Do you agree? Anybody agree with me? Anybody? Where did Bobby Kennedy go? What happened? Where did Tucker Carlson go? Where did your girlfriend, Tucker Carlson, go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Where? What happened? He's going to be interviewing Julian Assange. Okay. That's over. That Tucker show is over. That has left. It doesn't matter. You're going to talk to, let me get it straight. I hope it helps, because I think Julian Assange is a victim of this. He is a journalist and deserves to be freed under any particular iteration or edification or interpretation of what journalism is. He needs that. But do you see what's happening right now? What happened to him? Okay. Now let's talk about something. Let's talk about Armageddon, okay? And Phil Drury writes up a good point. He says, I missed the start and maybe the point, but if you all want to avoid Armageddon, maybe you should stop voting for nutters who see themselves as the instrument of God's will. Great point, Phil. Anybody think that's the issue? Does anybody think that that's the issue here? Does anybody think that this is an eschatological end of times reference? It's a good point, Phil. Anybody think that? No. No, it's not about that. Do you think when we're facing Armageddon and World War III and the possibility of some nuclear reaction, it's because of God? Do you? Phil missed 2,000 mules. I think Phil missed a lot of stuff. Anybody? Anybody think that? No, that's not it. Interesting point, irrelevant here. It's not about God. Sorry, not this time. It's not about God. Russia has been saying for the more than usual, you better watch it. We have nuclear weapons. And if you don't think it's possible, if you put Russia into a position where you make them think it's an existential threat, they are going to use nuclear weapons. You understand that, right? Same thing with us. You do something where you feel like they're coming after us, and this is do or die. We're going to use nuclear weapons. You understand that? You understand that? Now let me ask you a question. Do you think, this is Phil's point, that the people in the Middle East are crazy? Specifically, as a friend of mine thinks, Israel is not crazy, but Hamas, they are crazy. People who bend over and kiss the ground and have marks on their forehead from this years of bowing, these people are crazy. Do you think that? Do you think if somebody bows 7 times, whatever the amount of times a day is, do you think if somebody who bows is crazy? Do you think so? Do you think so? We got to understand this. Do you think they're crazy? Crazy people. Crazy. Do you think so? Do you think that Muslims, 2.2 billion Muslims in the world are crazy? Do you think so? Yes or no? How many people think Muslims are crazy because their particular show of adoration and praise or the methodology of their faith is by putting their head on the ground or touching the ground? Anybody think that? Anybody think that? Anybody? You do? This isn't crazy. This isn't crazy. By the way, this is the Western and this is the Eastern version. That's not crazy. I'm making the sign of a crucifix. I'm making the sign of an electric chair. I'm making the sign, I wear a cross of a crucifix because my God is superior to your God. And I wear it in a chain. This is a cross. And I go like this. But I wear a hat. Well, we used to wear a hat. We don't wear a hat anymore. But I wear a medal. But I wear a hat. I wear a kippah or a yarmulke. Or I wear a. You wear a hijab. You're crazy. That's crazy. But I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Now, do you think that people are crazy? Do you think that that this is about religion? Yes or no? Do you think this is religion? Look at this. Listen to the great Liz Solak. Look at this. Let's give the man a few more likes. One like goes a long way. Liz, you were so correct. Do you really think this is about craziness? You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. If you think this is about religion or because somehow you dismiss the severity of this by relegating it to crazy. You are a chauvinist, a religious chauvinist. You are an elitist. You are somebody who believes that somebody who believes in something that you don't believe in is crazy. Let me ask you this. Do you believe that Hamas is a terrorist organization? Yes or no? 1 or 2. Very serious question. Do you believe it is a terrorist organization? Hamas. Yes or no? Who believes that? Anyone? CGI says, yes, they are a terrorist organization. Okay, Edie says yes. Chukwu Igwe says yes, 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 yes. Okay. What is a terrorist organization? Let's define this, okay? What is a terrorist organization? Okay? Let's see what this is. Terrorism definitions according to the FBI. Terrorism, there's international terrorism. This is violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups who are inspired by or associated with designated foreign terrorist organizations or nations, state sponsored. Now, what kind of answer is that? This is according to the FBI. Violent criminal acts. Well, if they're criminal, well, who says they're criminal? They do. Well, they don't think they're criminal. Do we commit criminal acts when we went to Vietnam and we dropped atom bombs? Was that criminal? No, it wasn't. We declared war. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, committed by individuals and or groups who are inspired by or associated with designated foreign terrorist organization. Now, so they are associated with terrorists. So who actually designates those people? Now, domestic terrorism is violent criminal act committed by individuals and or groups to further ideological goals stemming from domestic influences, such as those of political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature. So that could be anything. A violent criminal act committed by individuals and or groups to further ideological goals stemming from domestic influences. Could be the church, could be political, religious, social, could be TikTok or whatever it is. Do you hear this? You say, do you understand this? Do you have any idea how preposterous it is to sit here and say, well, you're a terrorist and you're not. We're not a terrorist. You're a terrorist. Right off the bat. It's a word that is a pejorative. Religious zealot. Ketchup says FBI calls MAGA and Christians terrorists. In fact, Ketchup, FBI or whatever, called DOJ called Catholics, people who were devout Catholics as well. I don't call anybody a terrorist group. It's a waste of time. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's a pejorative group and it minimizes it. We were terrorists. We were guerrillas. Our whole country was formed. Don't get into this thing. Let me tell you what people think about Hamas vis-a-vis Gaza. They love Hamas. They say Hamas, there may be a military unit to this, but Hamas is a movement. And Qatar was, excuse me, pardon me, it is no more a terrorist group than the Republican Party or anything else to us. Well, it doesn't matter what you think because we're the United States and we determine who is a terrorist and who not. And you are a terrorist. Really? Oh, yes. You are. Okay. Did you hear what's going on? This is the stuff which I think misses the point completely. You tell me what a terrorist group is. You're missing the point. We are still going through this circular reasoning. This circular. I'm going to say it again. The only way this stops is if somebody tells Israel, stop this. And if Israel says, okay, I'm going to stop. That's it. Now, you may not like that. You might say, well, it's terrible. It's true. It's true. Now, if they stop, here's what's going to happen. Let's say Israel says, okay, that's it. We're going to stop. And Hamas says, oh, no, you don't. We're not done with you yet. We're going to keep shelling you. And Israel says, okay, let's keep it up. You know that Hamas is basically doing suicide by cop and forcing Israel into this. You do understand that, right? You do see this. I mean, and if you don't see it, I don't care whether you're a Jew or you're a Christian or you like Jew, it doesn't really matter. This is a fact. You see what's happening, right? Let me ask you now, does anybody to this day still think that Israel was surprised by this? Does anybody who says, well, I'll be a son of a bitch, where in the hell did what? Yeah, they were building a city that was a replica, but yeah, but still, what? Come on. Stop it. Where did your sense of rationality come from? Does anybody really think so? Come on. Why do I have to keep pretending that what's obvious isn't obvious? When the one building went like this, I said, Okay. What is it now? Oh, okay. All right. That's the okay. Second building, 9/11. Okay, we got two of them in about an hour apart. Okay. And then building 7. Okay. I gotta say this. I've got to just throw away all common sense whatsoever and believe it. Come on. Would you stop it? Come on. Stop it. They're spraying stuff in the air. COVID was that's another thing too. This is the one that kills people. Ron DeSantis and RFK, by the way, good article in today's Daily Mail. Ron DeSantis uh, Ron DeSantis and RFK are going to be talking about that. And here's what's interesting. Listen to me carefully. It's very interesting. I find this fascinating. The And I mentioned this before. This is the great quote from F. Scott Fitzgerald that a great mind, a superior mind, is able to keep two inconsistent thoughts in their mind simultaneously without losing the ability to function. Okay, fine. It works like this. There was a house in New Orleans. They call the Rising Sun. No, there was SARS-CoV-2. It was a coronavirus. There's no doubt about that. Got it. Understand it. It was there. I believe it. I know it. Its first iteration was a monster. I told you a friend of mine who was in a hospital here in New York who heard codes going off of people. Now they may have died from comorbidity, they may have died from obesity or asthma or old age or diabetes or whatever, but they were dropping like flies. And you can say all you want, no, that didn't happen. It happened. How much did it happen? I don't know. How critical was it? Well, critical to those families, but there was something there. Young people? No. Healthy people? No. This is even before vaccination. No. Okay. What happened? Well, people, there were immunity. Remember crowd immunities and there was herd immunities. And then was the fact that the virus itself kind of poops out. And then when it metastasizes into various, it loses direction. It's like a hurricane that blows outside. Now, do you believe that China was involved? Come on, stop it. Stop it. Stop saying that. No. There was nothing. Wuhan, it's like, Lyme disease, Lyme, Connecticut. It's just a name. Stop it. Was there gain of function? Of course there was gain of function. Now how it fits in and how much and who's responsible. Fauci was the most complicit racketeer of the whole bunch, and how he's not cracking rocks upstate, I'll never know. Okay, we know this. And Walensky, whatever, from CDC, and all those bastards in Big Pharma and the mRNA, and there were people with clots and they're dropping dead, and we will never be able to sort through this morass, this cobwebbed labyrinth of fact and coincidence and morbidity and oh my God, I got it. That's going to change everything in 2024. And when Trump runs, people are going to give Trump a hard time. And I respectfully submit Trump did what he thought was right at the time. But that's an issue coming up, my friends. That's an issue coming up in 2024. Big time. Big time. And we now are talking about 1 year. We're hitting the 1 year mark. 1 year. That's it. Next year. What's going to happen? Oh my God. This is the most exciting time ever. You watch Gavin Newsom. Watch Gavin Newsom coming up. Coming up. Gavin Newsom meeting with Xi Jinping, that was to let the rest of the world, that was for you and everybody to say, he's one of us. He's okay. He's on our side. Okay. You sure about that? Okay. Gavin Newsom. All right. Okay. Gavin Newsom. He's the guy. All right. All right. Gavin Newsom. That's the dude. I've been telling you about that since day one. And nothing's going to happen to Joe Biden. Nothing. Nothing's happening to Hunter Biden. Nothing. Miranda Devine, the laptop from hell. Pictures of coke and snorts and the thing. And he's got that woman and he's smacking her on the ass. Some prostitute. Come on, ride him, cowboy. Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay, mother. And there he is with the smoke and the cigarette and the teeth. And he's doing artwork and he's so goddamn corrupt. And they never stopped him and nothing happened. And Miranda Devine, the Post and everybody else. And oh my God. And they had their, remember they had their hearing. Matt Taibbi. Oh my God. Uh-huh. Whenever you see anybody have any kind of hearing, just do this. Mm-hmm. I hate to be so, but that's it. That's what it's called. Now we have John Kennedy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did something great stuff. Zuckerberg. Yeah, right. TikTok. Yeah, that was important. Remember the Major League Baseball in 2005? Did you all take steroids? No. Mark McGuire. Do we have to talk about this now? 1994 or whatever. Tobacco execs. Do you think nicotine is addictive? No. Come on. Now we got Mike Johnson. Oh, we got Mike Johnson. Who cares? It's over. One day, my friend. Listen to me. One day. I don't know when it's going to be. You're going to see breaking news. Breaking news. At the Mall of America in Minneapolis or whatever. St. Paul, I forget. In Las Vegas. Disney World, Disneyland. There appears to be an explosion. A device was detonated and appears to be terrorism. Let's go live on the scene to our subliterate Fox News correspondent who can't pluralize words, but we're not going to tell him because what do you think happened? And you're going to say, wait a minute, what was that? They have been now reported to be connected with Hamas, Hezbollah, Sadr Brigade, the Houthi, whatever. And just as that's happening, you know what happens next? Another one. There's another one. Wait a minute. Hold it. We're getting this report. Lansing, Michigan, at a Walmart, and boom. Wait a minute. And you say, uh-oh, it's here. It's here. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's here. How do you like that? It's here and it's happening before your very eyes. Sleeper cells here. You got that? What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? Tell me. What do you think is going to what do you think is going to happen? Tell me. Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? What do you think people will say? What do you think people will do? What do you think, Joe Biden will do? What do you think will happen? What will be the reaction? What will anybody's reaction be? What will people say? What? Oops, that's me. What do you think will happen? This is something which I can't explain to you enough, and I'm telling you it's gonna happen, and nobody's talking about it, and nobody cares about it. But you watch, my friend, you watch what happens. It's gonna be too late, and it's gonna be bigger than anything you've ever seen, and if I were a terrorist, I'd do it, and if you don't see Armageddon coming, if you don't see World War III, if you don't say, "You know what? We've tried everything. I think we gotta teach these people a lesson." Do you mean to tell me remember they have these what were they called, Davy Crockett? These kind of a recoilless rifle, recoilless kind of bombs. Do you have any idea what will happen? What will happen regarding a small kind of a small yield, but a quote, "nuclear weapon." It's gonna be called a nuclear weapon. It's gonna be it's not a, 100 meg but it's gonna be big enough where you hear that word nuclear and you hear that, you know what will happen? People are going to freak out like you not and that is happening. And then you're gonna care. And then there's gonna be, "Wow." And then we're gonna say, "What do we do? I don't know. Where do we retaliate? What do something. Do something. Come on, Biden, do something. Do something." What do we do? Hit 'em. Hit who? Iran. Iran said, "That's not us. We know that's you. That's the Hamada Hamada Brigade." And the Hamada Hamadas are, "Oh, okay, well, that's not us. We never sanctioned that." You see where this goes? And then it's election time, and somebody says, "Hey, Joe, do a little one." Alright, we'll do a little depends because remember, Joe Biden is owned by China and the rest of the world because they still have the original pictures of him, the laptop from hell, and they also have, by the way, all of the Epstein photos. They still have those. Keep that in mind. I don't know who's got I've got an idea who has, but so let's just understand, this is where we are right now. So we can talk about definitional stuff about whether Hamas is, terrorist. We can talk about the history, about the Nakba. We can talk about the 1948. We can do all that stuff. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's going to happen, dear friend. It's going to happen. And there is nothing that you can do about this. Nothing. Nothing. You understand what's happening? Nothing. You know what happens, I think? My microphone, I'm seeing right now, I look at my, for some reason, my input is just it's just going I don't know what's happening. That's the weirdest thing. But anyway, so there you go. You understand this? It's happening. And Sam Bankman-Freed, don't be surprised if they don't Epstein his ass. You understand that? They Epstein him. Why would they do that? I'll tell you why. Number 1, he is gonna realize what happened to him. He is going to say, you, Democratic Party, I did everything. Every I did everything you said. I did everything. I gave millions and billions, and you're not gonna help me? You're not gonna help me? "Oh, sorry, Sam." Wait. I want people to hear what I did. "No, no, Sam, wait a minute." "No, no, no, no. I'm 31 years old. I'm Sam Bankman-Fried. I was a billionaire. You wanted me then, and this is the respect you show me? Screw you, Sam. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm gonna do whatever I wanna do, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." "Alright, Sam. That's really not a smart thing to do. I don't care whether it's a smart thing to do. I don't care whether you like it or not. That's exactly what I'm gonna do because 'cause I'm Sam Bankman-Fried, and I was screwed by my ugly girlfriend, and I'm screwed by this one, and you're gonna go after my parents now? Oh, they're gonna claw back their ass like you can't believe. Clawback is this wonderful procedure. that says if you were the recipient of monies by virtue of fraudulent transfers of the like, you've gotta give your money back. We will claw it back. That's what they did to, the Bernie Madoff people. And a lot of folks say, "Wait a minute, that Bernie Madoff money went to, innocent folks like, you know, pensions and" sorry. And Sam's gonna say, "Wait a minute," and then you've got people who are like, Do you think the US government likes crypto, anything? It's not Bitcoin, but the whole cryptocurrency thing? Absolutely not. Why? These are the guys who want central bank digital currencies, CBDC. You think they love this? So now if they say, "Well, there you go. You wanna put your money in that?" And then the crypto people are saying, "Wait a minute, it's not the crypto that's the problem, it's the exchange." Well, you explain that to somebody else. This is why we need regulation. This is why we need this. And then Sam doesn't shut up, and Sam doesn't pay attention. And then one day, Sam is motionless, and it may or may look like maybe he offed himself or did something, I don't know. And the last time with Epstein, you didn't care. Well, we did, but the rest of the world said, "Okay." And he looked a little weird with that Marty Rossi, Marty Allen, hairstyle and, or noose in a bun. They give him a little bit of food here, a little bit of food here, a little bit of food here. Then pretty soon all of a sudden it acts up. Oh, they're not gonna let him back. Oh, no, 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 no. They used him, they got what they want, and they said, "Alright, that's enough. You went too far, and now we gotta see, the DOJ is good. See, we did something. We're not doing anything to Hunter Biden, but we got Sam Bankman-Freed. Yay! See, we're doing something." And they're going after Eric Adams' girlfriend or whoever this woman is, 25 years old, and they're gonna put her in the hot seat, and they're gonna say, "We want you to give up Eric." And you know what Eric did? Guess what Eric did? Guess what he did? He was on his way to DC to embarrass Biden by saying, "We need $5 billion because of this stupid goddamn, s sanctuary city nonsense that you talked me into, and now I'm gonna be a vocal critic." "Oh, you are?" "Yeah, I'm gonna be a vocal critic." "You sure about that, Eric?" "Okay." Next thing you know, as he's there, they're raiding they're raiding his thing. Can you believe it? It's beautiful. These people are cold-blooded. And that remains to be seen, you understand what I'm saying? That remains to be seen. Now let me ask you this, let me remind you of a few things, which is very, 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 very remember on February the 3rd, make your plan. This is 3 months. I'm gonna be at the cutting room, it's gonna be a monster. So please, there it is. Doors open at 6, 7 o'clock curtain. You go to this just go to description section, and there is the information for you. Dear friends. Let me see, and, what are we saying here? And please follow Mrs. L. Go to Lynn's Warriors on YouTube and sign up for her, like, follow her on Twitter or Lynn's, Lynns _ warriors. You understand that? It's critical, very, very critical. And to our benefactors this evening, to Edie Crowley, we love you, our best. To your granddaughter, Eric Thaddeus Walter, thank you, sir, with all due respect, and Hillbilly, thank you as well. All right, dear friends, we will see you tomorrow, the usual time at 8 AM. Until then, remember these final words, this valedictory, the monkey's dead, the show's over, so ya, da, da.